welcome back to Musician Loves Honey, and like what we are talking, this is Maria, the musician, and the honey.
Lord, no,
and we have the musician here,
stop.
Kevon, Tyrre.
Time.
That's the punishment last week not showing up.
Time. This is the punishment is one, thinking you're a musician. That's punishment enough. Punishment number two is thinking that, you know, that the punishment of I deserve a punishment after you left me with Valerie a few weeks back.
Who is Valerie?
Oh, you don't know who Valerie is? That was the male equivalent of you in a dress. All right, that's what that was. That was the male equivalent.
Was me.
You know what? I'm not even gonna say that comment. I'm gonna save that comment for personal, private stuff. I'm not gonna go there. Right. I'm not even gonna go there.
Valerie is a woman.
Because right. Valerie is a woman in her own mind, but how she wants to identify is her prerogative. All right. I will definitely say this though. If you know, there is a lounge up there in Colville and Maryland Parkway that I'm sure if they had an application open position, she would be perfect for. All right.
But anyways, I just want to say that you look amazing. Where's the date tonight?
The date, unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say it that way. The date, fortunately, is over at the Rusty Putter over there, which is a lounge up right across from Lake Las Vegas. I'm doing a gig for a friend of mine, Jerry Brookings.
Jerry Brookings.
Right, he's a jazz musician, bass player, arranger, band leader. He came here 30 years ago with Lou Rawls back in the day, believe it or not. And he is also doing a show over there right now when he needed a formal situation. This is as formal as it gets.
I never imagined that you can be formal.
I can be formal in the dress. Probably not in the speak because, as you know, I like to talk a lot of shit. You know, but that's how I roll. You know what I'm saying?
So what can you say?
Ooh, that's how you feel. Shade. Oh, you know what though? Hey, high five for that. High five. Don't leave me hanging. Give me a high five for that. Give me a high five. This is why
that is only for Kevon.
No. This is why. Because the shade was so good, she deserves a high five for that. So give me a high five. Come on, come on. How often do I give you love for a good one? Usually you say some stuff and I got to get at you. But this time I'm giving you shine for that because that was a good one. I like that.
But anyways, how's your gig that's going on?
Well, you know, it's a good month this month. We had a good time. Shout out to everyone who enjoyed me and Karma this past weekend.
They enjoyed you.
Hey, you know what? Everybody, you know what? I'm not even gonna do the move I want to because you know I'm contained in this outfit. All right, but it was just like swing, baby, swing. No.
But anyways, guys, before we get ahead of ourselves,
yes.
Our topic for this week is fault and responsibility.
Okay.
Which is. This man doesn't have the responsibility at fault all the time.
Hold up.
Anyways,
that is not true.
Can I finish talking?
No, because you're always full of BS and bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that? Did I hear something? All right, so this is the situation. We're talking about fault and responsibility, right? Obviously, that's self-explanatory, but this is the thing. Once you get to a certain level of life experience, you're going to have both. The thing that I like to hear from her, even though obviously it's not true, is that she likes to take no responsibility and blame everybody else. Yes.
What the heck?
You want to give no responsibility and blame everybody else. Right. I will give example one. Right. It is you take no responsibility to the fact that you don't want anybody and yet it's your fault because you like to run every time someone wants to say you're cute and let's have some drinks.
No, I don't run.
Yes, you do. You say,
I drive.
Well, okay. I'll give you that. But if you can find the car.
Oh. Well, by the way, guys, for all my followers out there, I just actually posted, started today, I am officially engaged.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Where's the ring?
Oh, well, it doesn't come with a ring, so.
It doesn't come with a ring?
Yes, but it comes with a ride.
All right, so who are you engaged to?
What is his name? Leonardo.
Leonardo. Is he a Ninja Turtle? What the hell is this? I mean, who's his brothers? Like, is his brothers like Da Vinci or something like that? I mean, does he eat pizza and fight Shredder? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Leonardo, you're gonna meet him.
I'm gonna meet Leonardo.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I look forward to meeting Leonardo.
Yeah,
if he comes through here and says shell shocked, I won't be surprised.
Leonardo is gonna be. No, he doesn't come in the house.
I'm just saying.
He stay in the parking lot.
I'm sorry. He sounds like a Ninja Turtle. That's what it sounds like.
He stay in the parking lot, and he's gonna finish work. Actually, he finished work already, so he's on his way home.
On his way home, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. This sounds like BS to me.
It's not.
This sounds like
it's not. It's true. JC?
I smell a lie. I smell a lie.
So yeah.
What is The Rock cooking?
Lies. That's the reason why I look fabulous today, because I actually dress
Leonardo reminds me of the Oscars. He's painted in gold.
Mm-hmm. Right. Painted in gold. You know what? It's gold tinted bullshit. Because that's what I smell here. I smell gold tinted lies and crap.
Yes, I finally engaged. I thought I'm just gonna be engaged with social media shows, but finally I found him yesterday.
Right.
And his name is Leonardo.
Okay, it sounds like gold. Right, yeah.
He's that gold guy, the gold statue guy at the strip.
He has to be the gold statue guy at the strip.
No, it's more like the Oscar.
You know what? Either way, you know why she engaged him? Because she saw that he was worth money. See what I'm saying? Because he was, now granted, we don't know if it's true gold or not, but she said, ooh, baby, you shining. You look like you worth something. We should hang out. Could you buy me a couple of shots of tequila?
No, he was worth the ride.
Now, hold on. Now, all right, now, I'm going to say this right here. We have certain things on the show, and we've had certain people that like to interact. When we interact, some we like, some we don't like. JC, rather we like it or not, interacts anyway because he's Rainbow, and Rainbow doesn't like that. With that said, I have never heard of Maria and JC fight for the same Oscar Mayer winner. So I don't think that's going down.
Shout out to Timothy, actually.
Right. So I don't think that's going down. Now, granted, I know you like gold just as much as she does. But I don't see you guys tag teaming on that. I just don't see that.
So you see, I find my responsibility to be engaged today. So
you find your So how will that play tomorrow? Will it just just be a whole new set of responsibilities?
No, it's starting today. I meant.
Yes, but will it change tomorrow? It could be a whole new set after 24 hours.
It's not. This is the real deal.
Real deal?
Yeah,
this is the real temporary deal, right? This could be real temporary.
What do you think about? Why do you think that way about me? That's what.
Why do I think about you that way?
Yeah, because I'm very responsible, and
listen.
I take responsibility of my fault.
You take the responsibility of your fault. You take the responsibility that it's not your fault because you like to blame everybody else.
No, I don't blame anybody else. I always take the blame. Yeah.
Really, you just take the blame.
Yeah, of course.
You know what? I don't see that. I don't see that at all. Now, I will say this: you take the responsibility as far as social media shows. Because, obviously, you run it, you do everything you're supposed to do. You try to make the engine run as your job, as the leader. And we all,
Liza is calling you.
Yeah, but you know what? Leonardo ain't calling you. Leonardo ain't calling you. Why is that?
It's okay. Yeah, you'll meet him later. Okay?
That's all right. I'm sure your son and daughter's calling you.
No, they're at work.
Oh, they're at work?
Yeah.
All right. Why are they not calling?
Shut up.
Oh, so okay.
All right,
it's good when you do it, but when I do it, it's a problem.
Why you didn't shave today?
Because I'm not working.
Oh, okay.
So I did crop this down because no one needs to see my dead grass.
Okay, all right. So you actually been booked this month. Congratulations.
Hey, you know what? That's
everybody's liking you.
Yeah,
it's because of Maria.
No, it's because I'm doing my job as an entertainer.
It's because of Maria.
Oh, really? Oh, so you think it's your reason, right? You think you did it? Right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is called delusion. All right? See the example in full tilt. All right? So I'm glad that you see this. So when classes go and use this, we will take this clip and use the example of what delusion sounds like. All right? So it's delusion without phonics, ladies and gentlemen.
It's crazy, but
yes,
anyways, so we supposedly have another guest today.
Yes, and unfortunately she got sick.
Shout out to Bridget Kinsley. Get well soon, honey.
Now, I will say this: Bridget usually has something interesting always going on in her life. That's how I've known her. But with that said, I hope you get
Everybody's interesting anyway, including you. So
well, hold on, honey. That's the pot calling the kettle black because you show enough interesting, even though you try to hide under a rock.
Interest what?
You are interesting.
I'm
not in the way
I'm not interesting.
Sure you are.
No, I'm not.
You're interesting in how much you like to BS and say that you like to not take responsibility.
I love taking responsibility. Everything is my responsibility.
Everything is your responsibility?
Yeah.
Everything, like the entire world, is your responsibility?
Yes, that's
really?
why I am on social media shows.
Is this a Greek tragedy now? I mean, what are we talking about? We like the North gods? Are you going to hold the planet, talk about the world is yours? I mean, what's this now?
No, I am not the god, but I am actually assigned to do something.
All right, well,
I have a mission, let's put it that way.
All right, fair enough.
Everybody has a mission.
Everyone is a mission. Okay.
Yeah, everyone.
And your mission is?
To actually put good words out there.
Good words
to
out
motivate there. And be positive for everybody. That's
well,
what I'm doing to you.
I'm already been positive. And
really?
Uplifting. Yes.
See, this is the bullshit part.
That is not the bullshit part.
Okay.
I am a positive and uplifting when it comes down to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And
so
listen,
you're not helping the world. You're only helping you.
Now hold up. This is the pot calling.
That's totally different.
But see, now this is where the pot calling the kettle black. Because
okay, I want to say that.
All right. Pot calling the kettle black.
Kettle black. Pot calling the kettle black.
Right. Now, you know what it means, right?
No.
It means both of them are black. So how are you going to say that I'm black and I'm messed up when you have the same tone as I do? Meaning, yes, I am a self-absorbed person because I'm an entertainer. Duh, that's a shock.
Yeah, so, well, you shouldn't be.
Well, look, everyone is in their own form or fashion. I say that to say this. You're going to tell me that you, in your own way, is not self-absorbed and conceited about yourself. Because that would be a lie.
I am.
I would call
I didn't
bullshit.
Say, there you go. I already said I am.
I know.
I didn't say.
So
I
my
don't
thing
deny
is
that.
So you can't call me out on stuff when we're the same. All right? Up here looking like a Studio 54 reject.
Listen, I have a mission and vision.
A mission and vision?
Yes.
All right, say that 3 times fast.
But you don't. You see, this is the difference.
I do have a mission and a vision.
Well, your vision is only for your own goodness. My vision and mission is for everybody.
Are you going to say?
That's the difference
but see, hold
us.
on. Are you going to say that when I entertain and when I do my thing? Now,
you're filling up your pocket, honey. That's what you're looking at.
Oh, of course. I mean, look, exactly. I'm always feeling on that because it feels good.
Exactly. That's my point.
I like the throb on my knob. It's beautiful, all right? But that's not my point. That's not my point.
What is that?
My point.
What is that?
She says you're only feeling on the thing. It's like the throb on my knob. I said
what does that mean?
Well, I'll explain it later. All right. Anyway,
it's 3:20 in the afternoon on a Tuesday.
Yes. So my point is, when I entertain, I like to make people feel good that they had a good time and whatever the situation was in the day, that I help them uplift them and kind of forget it and give them a good time, and whatever their situation is, that moment is, that I contribute to that. And that's something that is a selfless situation. Now, granted, it comes from a selfish place, granted. But when I hear those experiences, that's a selfless thing that I was able to contribute, that I feel very honored for. So I have a mission and a vision. I mean, it's more than just, of course, hopefully getting $1 million in the bank, but that'd be nice.
All right. All right. You just heard him.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
You just heard him. That is his mission and vision. But anyways, guys, we're not...
And you're telling me that it's not. You don't want $1 million in the bank.
That is actually...
Oh, I forgot. That's what Leonardo's for. Once you melt him down. Once you melt Leonardo down and you put him on the black market, then you'll get that million. Right. You'll get the $1 million.
All right. So that we can end this conversation, I'm gonna show him who is Leonardo.
Okay, you're gonna show me Leonardo?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Do
you want to see him?
I want to see him.
Okay.
I do want to see him. I want to see what Leonardo looks like because I'm sure he looks like a statue.
Leonardo got some curves.
That's Leonardo. Huh? I see she be taking Leonardo for a spin a few times, boy. Right. She be copping Leonardo. She be like, "Hey, Leonardo, when you gonna take me, baby?"
Jesus grabbed the wheel.
Right. She be on that thing. She be like, "Hold up, let me ghost ride the whip. Ghost ride the whip. Ghost ride the whip."
Okay.
All right. So, anyway, how long have we been on right now?
It's 20 minutes, so we're going to go on break?
Yes, that's what I thought. So, we are going to take a break right now. This is Musician Loves Honey. This is your boy, Kevon, Tyrre, and the lovely Maria. Our topic for today is false and responsibilities. We're going to have our guest on when we come back. Stay tuned. Don't go away. God bless y'all. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Last days. These are your last days. Can nobody tell you nothing? Yeah. But I don't tell you nothing. These are your last days. Can nobody hold you back? Can nobody tell you jack? These are your last days. So live positive, one nation under the same sun. You tell me to walk, then I might run. Nobody's keeping me from the finish line. I got bad vision like a cobra, but I see clear with my third eye. Mountains I climb, bird's eye, God's eye. How high can we go? People, I believe in you. You're unbelievable. Don't let them get you down. You gotta...
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provides.
I know you feel me, but you won't say it. I know you feel me, but you wanna pay it. Cool. I know you feel me, but you won't say it. I know you feel me, but you wanna play it. Cool. I saw from your smile, saw from your style. Come stay a while, then maybe just know each other better. Okay. So I took you, graciously introduced, sat down with you, and let tonight unfold before us. I never felt so intertwined, felt so understood by another. before. Get a sense, some hesitance, which doesn't make no sense. Don't you feel it? Don't doubt the moment we share. I know you feel me, but you won't say it. I know you feel me, but you wanna play it cool. I know you feel me, but you won't say it. I know you feel me, but you wanna play it cool. Since that night, we've gotten tired, 2 different fights, but there's a side of you won't let me in to see. I get past mistakes you don't wanna retake, but darling, can't you see I've made a home for us? I don't wanna leave. We've been together for too long to feel like I'm still in love with a stranger. Always on your guard, always on your guard. So connect with me, and maybe if we both feel like we're flying. Yeah. I know you feel me, but you won't say it. I know you feel me, but you wanna play it cool. I know you feel me, but you won't say it. I know you feel me. Wait a minute, hold up, listen, baby. I know it's hard to trust again, but the pain never ends. Unless you open up your heart, la da da, la da da, la da da. Unless you open up your heart, open up your heart and give us a start, baby. Unless you open up your heart, la da da, la da da. Unless you open up your heart, open up your heart and give us a spark, baby.
Thank you, man. You join the show, baby?
Yes, I do. I guess you like this honey, huh?
That's some good honey, baby. That's not the honey.
See?
Oh, now it's there.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got everything locked and stuff.
Yes, and welcome back to Musician Loves Honey, and we are back.
And welcome back to the show, y'all. We always appreciate you guys having us and all the streams that you check us out, rather here on Facebook or, of course, on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, or, of course, if you're watching us direct on socialmediashows.com. If you like this or anything else, please give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, and all that cool stuff. We take both positive and negative comments because it's the internet, and the internet likes to be mean. So it's all good.
Yeah.
So,
And you're mean.
I am not mean. I am actually very upfront and direct. You are kind of mean.
I am always mean.
Exactly, Orange. That's all right. Anyway, let's get to our guest.
I am shiny, actually.
You are shiny. You're shiny and mean. So, see?
But anyways, guys, so our topic for today is fault and responsibility.
Yes, it is. But before we get into that, which we will,
Yes.
let us introduce our lovely guest.
Which is?
So for those now, this is her second time on the show. For those who do not know, please state your name and what you do.
Hi, my name is Dawn Weir, and I run the newest, best nonprofit in Las Vegas called The Giving Water. And what we do is provide bottled water for those in disasters and the needy, and make sure everybody stays hydrated.
All right.
among
Nice.
other things.
Giving water.
Yes, the giving water.
Yes.
So what made you decide to take this on?
Well, several things. My son, and of course, when you take on a problem, it's usually the problem you have in your life. And giving was a problem in my life with my son. He wants to become a minister, and he goes on lots of missions. I'd just gotten divorced, so the missions were out of my price range, so to speak, at that time. And I found myself saying all the same things that my single mother said to me about giving and wanting to do extra things and how it was a burden on the finances. And so after I told him this, I sat back and thought, I can solve this problem. If I work it backwards, I can figure out how everybody is able to give within their budget, and then they have more to give or more to spend on what they need. So that's how it originally started, and then it grew into something bigger and better that the whole community can thrive on.
I love that part because it's like taking responsibility of your community.
Yes, it is, and it's lifting up your community.
Yeah, and it's not your fault what's happening in our community, but you're taking responsibility. You're taking, you're doing your move.
Yeah, just like you. I want to help and enable everybody to give.
I would, if I may, could you dive a little more into the thought process? Because you said you walked backwards. You kind of thought about it backwards.
Yeah, because I had to give. When my mom was a single mom, she gave, but we couldn't go through clothes as fast, or we only went out to dinner or had pizza once a month. That money went to the church or different charities. Now, when the money ran out, my mother gave of her time. So that meant we lost out on the time, or we had to go to church and then we sat in church while mom was donating there. And when my son came to me wanting to go on the mission, I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? Well, first of all, God always works everything out for you. So I knew the money would show up. But it was just figuring out, if I'm a single mom and I don't have the money to give, and my mom didn't have that, this is DNA that needs to quit at some generation. And for many families, I'm not the only single parent.
I'm a single
going,
parent.
From paycheck to paycheck, or trying to strive to survive. And we have great hearts, and it makes us feel like we give more when we give.
Right.
In fact, if we give even $1, it makes us feel better than going shopping and buying something for ourselves. And so working the problem backward is, how can I give within my budget? So this took a lot of prayer and intuition and thinking, and what is in everybody's budget? As I was drinking a bottle of water. Well, water is in many people's budget. So what I do is I bring together businesses and charities on a label of the Giving Water, and I attach that to a charitable community event, so you and I can come out and purchase our bottled water needs for our favorite charity and become givers, no longer consumers. So giving is in your budget.
Right.
I love the way you said it earlier. You love to give. You love to give because you're not expecting much. Although you need to expect, but you have a really good heart to just give, and you know that later on it will come back.
It does, and it multiplies.
Yes.
When you give $5, you get 25 back.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the more you give, the more you end up receiving.
Yeah, it's not like he's kind of being like.
I think that's more a stage presence than a heart presence.
If that's the case. If that was the case, you'd be doing this thing on the phone right here, if it was the case. So let's not go there, Missy.
I think that's more of a stage presence than a heart and a soul presence.
So let's not go there.
Well, I'm glad that you're here.
I know.
Because I can pick on you, like what I said last week. I don't have Kevon to pick on too, so.
Well, that's all right. see, this is the thing. Well, she likes to pick on me. I obviously pick on her, but I try to be nice sometimes until she tries to get slick, and I gotta get her.
Timothy said.
Timothy.
Maria won't be single too
Where's
long.
our check? No, she won't. Someone's gonna want to smudge that makeup. Someone's gonna want to.
Nobody does.
Okay. All
But
right.
anyway,
Got Alexa for that.
Shut up. Anyways, you're actually. I don't see.
This one.
I got a message. I got a message. Anyway, so now that you've done this, who have you brought this towards as far as certain companies and organizations for your giving water?
Well, we are looking for sponsors right now. We need just a few more sponsors to complete our first truckload of water. And the sponsors make a donation. The bigger your donation, the bigger your logo identity is on the bottle of water. And then we have a charity. Right now, there are terrible floods in Nebraska. And the water level has been from 8 feet to 12 feet, which is your house. And although there might be a lot of water in the city, there's no water to drink at that point.
Right, because it's all diluted, all messed up.
Right.
Everything's like just mixed together. So,
Exactly.
Right, so that water is obviously not drinkable.
So the giving water right now, all donations from this month till June 1st will go to make water for Nebraska. And getting all the kleps to it, that's my home state. And you know, a farmer passed away in the floods for helping somebody on the bridge. And not only is that farmer's family devastated, but that means less food on your table. That means less crops. That means, you know, the ripple effect is very big when it comes to disasters.
Yes.
And I want the giving water ripple effect to even be bigger, so it washes over the disasters and you don't even notice them.
It's interesting in these situations because in all these things in the past year, we've had a lot of stuff like last year, the thing with Texas and Puerto Rico, and obviously what happened here last year at the 91. They found such a swell of giving and people. And in Las Vegas in particular, because it's such a transient kind of me-first town, to see it kind of show the kind of love and support that they had across the board. I mean, people giving blood and people giving their time, and you know, the hospital stepping up, and everyone kind of doing their part. So in that regard, I would say that I think a lot of people would be beholden as human beings. When you have the opportunity, and it's easy to do with at least just one thing of water, just at least 1 liter of water.
Right.
And you just contributed that, just 1 liter, you know, and that's all you had to do. That still would be contributing to a family or a single mom or maybe someone that got swept away or their water was unable to be.
Flint, Michigan.
Right, things like that.
Let's fix all the water in Flint, Michigan.
Where's my Kleenex?
You know, and that's the great thing is that's all it takes. Go to the giving-water.org right now and donate just what you drink in 1 bottle of water a day. And that multiplied by everybody watching this and you telling your friends and family to donate, what is it, $2 for a bottle of water? We can make truckloads.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Absolutely. I mean, heck, if there's, let's say, 1,000 people gave 1,000 liters.
There you go.
You know, like, yeah,
let's multiply that times 10. One person tells another person.
There you go.
Just like the Neutrogena commercial, right?
That's right. That's right. You tell 3 friends, they tell 3 friends, and so on and so on and so on.
And then, you know, hydration is taken care of, and everybody's hydrated. A lot of people die from dehydration. Dehydration causes the most strokes. Heart attacks, it causes dementia. When you get dehydrated, you'll have chills or hot flashes. Your mouth will be terribly dry even when you're drinking
Water
water.
is, water is the best medicine for anything.
Everything.
For everything.
Flushes us out, electrifies us, energizes us.
I just had
that for me, but it's still essential.
I just had really bad cramps on the past 2 days, and somebody who is not a doctor, is my friend, told me something different, and I'm like, I don't think so. You're not a doctor. You don't tell me that. So what I did for the past 2 days is just doubled my drinking water.
Right.
Today I'm like, it's gone. I'm like, oh my god, it feels way better. So I think I'm just.
It is. So
I drink water, and all I do is just want to use the restroom.
You drink too much soda.
You flush your body with water.
Yeah.
I don't
and
drink a lot of
then
soda, but I don't drink a lot of soda when I'm home in my place. I drink a lot of juices.
Oh.
I'm more of a juice person. So.
That's
But
the
anyways,
best.
yeah. But anyways, guys, so you guys can donate actually on our website because she's gonna be finally on our website.
Yay! And you will be on my website.
So go ahead and tell your website again.
Yes, thegiving-water.org. Now, if you can't remember the dash, that's fine. I got you covered. You can go to thegivingwater.com. We'll link you right over to the .org site.
Yes.
All
You
right.
sign up there, make your donation of what you drink in bottled water, either a day, a week, or a month. And let's hydrate and keep these people that are in disasters feeling hydrated and happy, because at least they have water. It's just, it makes you feel good to give.
Oh yes, it does. To pay it forward. But anyways, guys, we are running out on the second segment time, so we're gonna come back on the third segment. We're gonna talk more about
What are we talking about?
fault and responsibility.
Good, because I want to hear your responsibility, how you're at fault.
Oh. Now, see, I would say none of us is at fault for a disaster, but it
None
is
of us
our
are at fault.
responsibility to give
Ooh,
and
you know
enable
what?
people.
That is a great. Before we go, Will Smith had a great quote about that. So we definitely
He
have to
steals
go.
my stuff all
No,
the
no, no.
time.
See,
And, you know, just because he's more popular doesn't mean he's not checking me out and stealing my quotes all the time. I'm sorry.
That's very possible. If we
I
get him
know
on the
it
show,
is.
We'll have to say he did that. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a break real quick. We'll go back to this. This is of course Musician Loves Honey on social media shows. Stay tuned. We got back for more, y'all. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Did you see the one on the bottom? Hashtag musician loves honey.
Yes.
So we.
Yeah, these are your last days. Yeah. But I don't tell you nothing. These are your last days. Can nobody hold you back? Can nobody tell you jack? These are your last days. So live positive, one nation under the same sun. You tell me to walk, then I might run. Nobody's keeping me from the finish line. I got bad vision like a cobra, but I see clear with my third eye. Mountains I climb, bird's eye, God's eye. How high can we go? People, I believe in you. You're unbelievable. Don't let them get you down.
You join the show, baby?
I like that. JC, they got a picture of you in here looking rather sexy, buddy.
Hey, mic is on.
Good.
The mics are on. You guys are live.
Uh-huh.
Hi, welcome back to Musician Loves Honey, and this is Maria the musician,
And
the
this
honey,
is your boy Kevon
and the
Tyrre,
fabulous.
and I am the real musician. This is a fake one. All right, she is talking that mess because she thinks she's a musician, which of course is so cute. She's so cute. It's
No,
so
I'm not.
adorable. Well, it's cute when you say you're a musician because that's hilarious. Which is cute is a better way to say than hilarious.
I'm not cute.
Okay, then you're just full of mess because you're not a real musician. You're like, I can sing. I'm sure you could with the right date. All right.
I know you feel me.
Oh God. All right. So that's one song. That's not gonna. One song is not going making you go on tour.
Wanna play it.
One song is not putting you on tour. Beyonce.
I know you feel me. Cool.
All right, do that in karaoke, and then do another song with that.
Anyways, guys, we're back, and our topic for today is fault and responsibility.
Okay.
They don't go together, honey.
Yes, they do go together.
No, they're
Yes,
not.
they
They're
do.
totally different things.
No, that is not true. And we have our lovely guest here who just made a great example of that because Will Smith had a quote that she says that he took from her. Hey, I don't know either one of them that well. It's highly possible, let you guys debate that. But he said something, right, and he said that, it could be your fault for something, but it is your responsibility to resolve it, right? It may not be your fault of a situation, but it is your responsibility to resolve it in the best way that fits you as an individual.
And I believe that's by giving.
All right. Well, there's many forms of that, obviously.
Right. And there's many ways to give.
Okay. Well, let's.
And the best way right now is to go to thegiving-water.org.
That's right. That's right.
And give what you drink in water just for one day or a month.
All right. Now, to put this in a different aspect, obviously we'll keep it tied to what we're talking about here. But how else do you see fault and responsibility? Obviously, we have one aspect because of giving water, and people are hurt. It's not your fault that nature happened. It's not your fault that happened. It's your responsibility to help people in need.
Oh, I believe that. Yes.
Right, obviously. All right, but what is another example that fits that for you in some aspect?
That fits fault and responsibility?
Yes.
Wow, the first thing that comes to mind when you say fault and responsibility is the contrast that you need from the fault to gain responsibility to move forward in your life.
Okay.
And with that being said, an example of a fault, you get into a car accident.
Right.
Or you hit a car pulling out of a parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's your fault. Now
Right.
you have a very moral obligation right there. Do you leave a note and take responsibility? Or do you just leave and say, oh, well?
Okay.
Usually, if you just leave and say, oh, well, I guarantee you your car is going to get dinged a couple times.
Well, what is the situation in that example where it's not your fault?
Are you driving the car?
Well, yeah, let's say you're driving, someone hits you. It's not your fault, right?
But you have to take responsibility for it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That.
Exactly. But,
Right.
I mean, that you want to dive in deeper, I believe we all manifest. So
Yes,
were you
obviously.
thinking that you were going to get into a car accident that day? It wasn't your fault. You brought that energy towards you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say that a fault should be, it's a contrast and it's not something bad. It's not something that is wrong. It's something that you should look at.
I would say it's not inherently bad, as long as it's being accounted for and obviously
well, that's
given. Right.
Your perception. If it's being accounted for, then it's not bad.
I said not inherently bad. The action of what happens is bad. What can come from it, where the responsibility part comes in.
Your response.
Is where that positive can come from negative.
Right, and it could also still remain negative.
It could, depending on the situation. It could, depending on the situation and your outlook.
But when we're talking to the negative part is my input onto this fault and responsibility is, let's say, for example, I'll make this really simple. So
that'd be new.
Anyways, so let's say, especially at workplace, right?
Okay.
When a person actually sees something spilled on the floor, right?
Right.
Okay.
Or an employee,
Right.
and this is her job is not to clean floors.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people like, oh, you know what? That's not my fault. So
And
they
it's
walk
not
away.
my job.
Yeah, it's not my job. That's not my fault. They walk away. And instead of looking on somebody's fault or whose responsibility is with that, why don't you just actually step up and take the responsibility? Don't look on. See, this is my input for responsibility and fault is when you take the responsibility, you're a leader. You are actually a doer. You're not, you're
active. You're not stagnant.
Exactly. Don't even look on whose fault it is. No matter whose fault, if you take the responsibility, that will wash away.
Right, and you pick it up, clean it up, and your path is clear to move forward. Otherwise, you're thinking, oh, should I have done that? Or, that's, I think, the worst feeling is when you feel like you should have helped somebody. And this is the real fault and responsibility.
Yes.
This is, if you want to break it down for me.
Now, there's an
this
interesting
is the
thing to
main
that.
fault because at this lady, I'll be very honest here.
Okay.
There was this lady at the airport with 2 kids, and she was crying and visibly very upset about something. And I did not take the time to find out what it was and help that problem. And to this day, obviously years later, it still bothers me. And that, I think, is what you're talking about with fault and responsibility. That wasn't my fault, but I didn't take any responsibility, so now it becomes my fault.
Yeah, but there's an interesting thing to that.
That's from my heart.
I understand, and that's very obviously that's very empathetic of you, and obviously very, very sensitive of you, and very caring of you. But the flip side of that is a lot of people would say, and we'll even put this on another tangent. When people talk about obviously with your water and the giving water, because a lot of people that are homeless out there. A lot of people that have no homes, a lot of people that are, just trying to make ends meet to try to get their lives together, which also your company would be great for, as well as for the farmers and people that are been washed away and, now have the national disasters. A lot of people in town and all around the country ignore those people. Now, is it their fault that they're homeless? No. Could you say it is their responsibility to help them in some form?
No.
Yeah.
No.
But see, that's the debate.
No, it ain't no debate.
No, wait a minute.
No,
but see, that's the debate.
It's not my responsibility, yes, but it depends what my heart says.
Exactly, and how I line up.
But that's where I'm saying. That's the point here. We're talking from one aspect, from your point, to fault and responsibility. Something happened, you should help, you should give, and everything else, right? Beautiful thing. But what my point is obviously there are lines to where people feel that comfort zone is, and that can be seen as the negative, because if it's seen in one instance, it should parlay into other things as well that could denote the same value of giving.
And how I would respond to that is, I believe in that case, you're putting fault on fault, and you're not moving forward into a positive space of responsibility.
Okay.
You're putting fault on fault. I'll give you an example of that. If you're in Walmart and you see a man abusing a woman or grabbing her or something, most people will say something.
Right.
You're in Walmart and you see a child hitting his mother or hitting his grandmother, that somehow is socially acceptable. That's not. That's fault and fault, and not taking any responsibility. I've stepped up and said, no, you don't hit your elder.
Right.
And that's what when there's a fault, taking responsibility and making a change in the positive direction.
That goes.
That
I understand
is
that.
what
but
you're
that's
talking about.
exactly.
When you're doing fault and putting fault on top of it, you're being stagnant and not wanting to move into any responsibility.
You have a great point. However, with the example that I've just given, is not putting fault on fault.
Yeah.
No. How?
Okay.
No. And I mean, please tell how. How is, with the example I've given, as far as the homeless is concerned, how is that putting fault on fault? Because it's not your fault that they happen.
Exactly. But why would I enable them to stay in that situation if it's not conducive to them or to society?
But that's what I'm saying.
So
I'm saying, should you help them to
if they ask for
contribute to
help?
that?
Yes, exactly.
If they ask for help and your heart says, help that person, God speaks to you, then do it. I've been walking down the road and there's been a homeless person that I've just wanted to help. In fact, I've passed and went and done what I'm supposed to do and then gone back and helped them because the feeling was so strong.
Right.
And there was a purpose and a reason for that. When I believe there's fault on fault is when you don't listen to your heart and your inner spirit and soul. And that's when you don't move forward and you become stagnant.
Well, that's the interesting thing.
That is why I did the giving water.
I understand, and that's why I find that interesting of putting fault on fault based on an emotional, internal thing. While I agree with, I find it debatable, obviously, because there's nothing obviously wrong with giving and giving forward, and what you're obviously proposing, what you're moving forward is a beautiful thing. And everyone, please do this.
Yes.
Because
please,
obviously,
go to the giving water,
right,
just
give
like
to that.
he said.
Right.
Yes.
So
Listen
all of
to
that is
man.
beautiful. All right. My debate about it is this. And
Not
I'm
the giving water, the debate about the
well,
conversation.
hey, but look, obviously,
we're not debating that it gives.
No,
and giving
the debate
feels good.
We're not debating
Let's
the giving.
Let's just be very clear on
No,
that.
we're not debating the giving. The giving everyone should do in some form or fashion, and giving the water is obviously something. Even if you just gave a liter or a quart, you know what I mean, or even just little bottles like this big, and you gave like 5 of those, or even just one, you're still contributing to something very helpful, and that is very important for all those who are going through hardships of all types. So that is a very important thing. The debate I'm having with this is we're denoting it based on how you feel versus the responsibility, and the responsibility doesn't have any emotion.
I think the responsibility does have an emotion.
Does it?
Because you either feel good when you're responsible or you feel bad when you're not responsible.
No, because you could feel bad for being responsible, just feeling good for feeling responsible. What I'm saying is that emotion should have no frame in responsibility. It should just be responsibility, as in your duty.
And your duty is to do
what is right.
Yes,
that's what I'm asking, posing
but again,
you, because
that has no emotional value. Meaning,
but it gives you your response. There's a stimuli and a response to everything. So if you choose to do something good for somebody and have no emotional value attached to that, that's your choice. That's usually defined as a sociopath. But
look it up. Good, but now that's the interesting point, though.
That is.
I like that.
Point.
It's an interesting point, not a good point. An interesting point.
Feelings are,
if
you cannot attach to a human, that's pretty much a sociopath.
But that's not what I said. What I said was responsibility and emotion doesn't have to be one and the same. So you're saying if you're devoid of emotion, obviously makes you a sociopath. Obviously, I get that part. What I'm saying is responsibility doesn't necessarily need emotion for someone to be responsible for something.
I think that, how old are you? I think that happens in your 20s. I think that after you turn 30, you have after your frontal lobe is developed, I think you have a good common sense of what's good, right, wrong, what makes you feel well.
That's obviously not what I'm saying.
You know what, I'm kind of actually
confused.
Quite.
I'm confused that.
I actually was thinking of what you were saying. Yeah, because our responsibility shouldn't actually come with emotion. You should actually take charge without, because
But
if you put them together when it's not responsibility anymore. Let me give you an example.
All right.
We Filipinos actually love to help our family in the Philippines.
Exactly.
Over the years, I'm here almost 20 years and I spend 90% of my paycheck of the money that I earn in the United States sending in the Philippines. It's because of my emotions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And your family.
Did it change? And then get to your point, fault by fault. I actually help them to become lazy. I help them to not finding a job. And that is whenever I help them, it feels so good. But it's not my responsibility to help them. I have my own family. I have my own life.
Okay.
So now over the years, what I did was like I had to block that emotion and see if it's my responsibility or not. And it's never been my responsibility. I figured that out. But I still help them when actually the money is there. It's not because of my emotion. Does that make sense?
That's totally right.
So that's the reason why I said responsibility shouldn't be with the emotion. You help them because because you are responsible for this occasion.
Right, and I believe that's individual. For everybody has their boundaries, and everybody has the things they will tolerate and they won't tolerate in their life because it either lifts them up or brings them down. So giving money for you to your family lifted you up, then you saw the results of it, and it became enabling to them.
Right.
So then you cut it off and you keep it for when they need it. So it still gives them something good and you something good. So, and when you give, and that's what this is all about, giving.
Right.
It's important that you feel good about the end results of giving. Otherwise, there is fault in it. And I think that's where there was fault in your giving. Because you felt resentment for it, although it made you happy, it wasn't being used. Now then you can go to another.
I mean, to her point, it was not that she didn't feel good giving.
No, she felt great.
Right, but the end result. But the end result was right. The end result is what it happened, which in turn turned into fault becoming fault.
Right.
Right.
So that is individual for everybody. And that's why I really thought about the giving water like this. Because I didn't want you to feel any fault, or the businesses or the charities. I wanted no lack in the giving water. I wanted it all to thrive.
Right.
So if you're a business, first, it's a tax write-off.
That's always.
I mean,
there's always
that's always a good situation.
I do all your advertising, your marketing, and
we're
your
putting
CSR,
your name out there,
right? And your CSR, which is community social responsibility. Now, there are just a few companies and corporations in Las Vegas, then I can name them all off the top of my head, that have community social responsibility. And I'm sure you can name them too. The first one that comes to mind is going to be Finley, because they're always helping, they're always giving back to the community and doing things for the community. And that's what I want to do for the small business person. They don't have to be $100 million company or corporation to give. Your donation can start at $3,000. You go on the label with 12 other amazing giving companies like yourself.
And how many bottles of water do they get?
You get 37,000 bottles of water. That's a whole truckload. Now you get some for your office, your company, to give to your employees and show that you're part of this giving community. Then the rest of it, 10% will be stored for disasters and the needies. God forbid something happens here in Vegas again.
God forbid.
The giving water wants to be ready. So you can give other things that the community needs at that time. You don't have to bring your water. Let the giving water take care of that, and the community that you have supported for generations, let them support you now. And that is the key to this. The businesses not only are giving now, they get to add to their brand about enabling the people that have supported them all this time to give without burden and sacrifice.
Right.
Because it's in your budget. The charities, give me a call. You ain't got funds? Let's make some for you. It's that simple.
And you make a great point about fault and responsibility, because obviously whatever befalls the community and wherever you are, the companies that's been getting money from them, obviously if it's a national disaster or homelessness or whatever the case, obviously it's not necessarily the company's fault, but because they gave and they've gotten money from these people, now it is their responsibility to give back and help the people that have made them who they are.
Right. And that's a good thing. Go to your local companies that you shop with and participate every day. Ask them, how do they give back? What are they doing? And then suggest they give to the Giving Water so you can see it, you can be hydrated. Imagine taking a drink of cool water, feeling good, and then looking at the bottle, reading positive words that tell you you're amazing, and then you're going to go shopping with every company on the bottle. Because if you can't drive there, what's in your other hand? Your cell phone. It's a great marketing tool for .coms. I'm very proud of this idea, and I'm very excited.
It's a very genius idea.
I'm very excited for all of you to come join me and go to thegiving-water.org and make a donation today.
All right.
Send me an email. We'll get back with you and get you on the bottle of water.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Dawn. That's really empowering, and I just want to let you guys know
it's a very beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
All right, and it was cool that it was inspired, as she said, from family, from your son, right? Who was doing this. You know, so that was very cool. So please tell them one more time where they can go.
You can go to thegiving-water.org or thegivingwater.com. That'll pop you right over to the .org site. Right. Make a donation. Follow us on all social media, because
including our website.
Yes, and we all know that, you know, the numbers on social media seem to be a little more important than what you actually do. So click and follow and see what you can do with the Giving Water.
All right.
All right. Well, we're ending for this third segment.
Yes, we are.
Yes, and we're gonna come back on the fourth segment. Thank you so much for gracing our show.
Thank you
my God!
much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me share. And thank you for going to the Giving Water and giving today.
All right. So
we'll see you guys on the
next segment. We're gonna be right back, y'all. My God, my words are crazy. This is Musician Loves Honey on social media shows. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned.
Yeah. Last days, these are your last days. Can nobody
these are your last days.
Yeah. But I don't tell you nothing.
These are your last days. Can nobody hold you back? Can nobody tell you jack? These are your last days.
Let's all live positive, one nation under the same sun. You tell me to walk, then I might run. Nobody's keeping me from the finish line. I got bad vision like a cobra, but I see clear with my third eye. Mountains I climb, bird's eye, God's eye. How high can we go? People, I believe in you. You're unbelievable.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provide.
Yeah. Last days, these are your last days. Can nobody these are your last days. Yeah. But I don't tell you nothing. These are your last days. Can nobody hold you back. Can nobody tell you jack. These are your last days. So live positive, one nation under the same sun. You tell me to walk, then I might run. Nobody's keeping me from the finish line. I got bad vision like.
Thank you, man.
Welcome back to Musician Loves Honey, and this is Maria and Kevon. Tyrre.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
That is a really good topic. I'm glad I made a decision.
Oh, you glad you made a decision? Oh, because you're glad you had this decision versus the other one because, you know, you like to avoid stuff.
No, not the decision. Oh, never mind. But anyways, I just want to clarify something that I kind of said earlier.
Okay.
Just to let you guys know that giving is wonderful.
Giving is wonderful.
And when you give, you get more back.
You do. You do. It's a
when
beautiful
you know,
situation.
I just want to clarify what I said earlier, where, you know, when I'm giving, it makes me feel so good. I remember when I stopped giving for my family. I'm not saying in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I start giving, it's my Grinch heart that you are talking about.
Yes, because you do have a Grinch heart.
It feels terrible that you don't want to feel at all.
Well, this is the thing, all right? And especially with what you were talking about. We've all been there with family and relatives as far as that part of it is concerned. We all want to help our relatives when we have means and do stuff. But we want to do that in a sense where they're going to use it to help themselves and not be a crutch.
You hope that's gonna happen.
Of course. Yes. But that's where the point of fault becoming fault, because you're helping them to assist them, but they see that more as you're helping them to be their primary benefactor, which is obviously not the case. And the helping issue is not a bad part. The helping family obviously isn't a bad part. Is what they chose to do with it is what it became the problem, which obviously is not in anyone's control.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. What you can control is what you can give.
Right. I mean, you can control what you can give,
do? Yes.
but you also cannot control how they respond to how you give.
Yes, well, that's true.
You know, because they can use that and pull themselves up and do stuff, or they can be like, okay, well, you know, Auntie whatever's is my walking EPT card, so every month I'm going, you know, this is my grocery money, and they just lock it in like that's that money every month, right? And it doesn't have to be that.
Nope,
you know?
Nope, of course not.
Right. So,
but you know what? I just want to ask you what is your take about what is your fault that become your responsibility, and what's your responsibility?
Right. Okay.
That's not your fault.
Well, that sounds like a loaded question. That's very loaded.
It's loaded.
That's a full clip with one in the chamber. That's a banana clip right there, semi-auto. All right, so I would say all All right, repeat the question because I want to make sure I want to do it appropriately.
What did I ask?
Oh my God, really? All
Okay,
right.
so what is your fault that become your responsibility, and what is your responsibility that's not your fault?
Okay. What is a fault that is becoming a responsibility? I think for anyone that's going to be self-maintenance. You know, and I say that for this reason, because obviously as we get older, we learn more things about ourselves. We learn things from how we grew up and how we lived our lives, our experiences. Yeah, I'm looking at you and I'm looking at this. I'm all over the place. Right. Anyway, basically, as we learn who we are as individuals, we learn that we have to take responsibility for those things. We can't always blame our mother, even though we got this trait from her, or our father because we got a trait from her, or this experience or that experience. We have to take ownership of who we are, and we have to take responsibility for that. And whether they gave us those attributes or not, they now belong to us.
Yes.
So we have to take ownership.
You know,
of
the
that.
thing is, when you become 18 years old, it's become your owners, your own of all those things.
That is true.
Yeah,
That is true. But as you know, since we are both parents, even when they get older, that responsibility doesn't waver. It doesn't
end there,
right. It may evolve, but it doesn't change.
They think it's their responsibility and they want to own it, but sometimes it's so hard. But like what we are saying earlier, you know, we cannot control everything.
Right, that's true. Now, to answer your second question, what's my responsibility that's not my fault? That's actually a harder one.
I think I know one.
Oh, really? I'm almost scared to ask. Okay, I'm almost scared to hear this one. But you know what? But I'm game. So
no, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, good. Okay.
I know the comeback.
Oh, yeah. She's like she doesn't mind. She wants to throw the punch, but she don't want the punch thrown back because she knows I'm a boomerang that mofo. But I got you. I would say what I'm responsible for that's not my fault is, well, that's tough.
There's a lot that I can think of.
I'm sure you can think of a lot of stuff. Okay, well, I'm responsible. That's not my fault. I mean, what would you say?
No, I'm not gonna say. Yeah, I'm not. I said I already waived my.
Oh, thank you for that. Yeah. Because I'm just like, I don't throw the first punch, but I definitely like to respond. All right.
I learned my lesson the hard way.
Oh, about time you learned something, crazy lady. All right. Well, I guess I'm trying to answer it honestly. So obviously, I'm sure you have a more interesting.
I just want to actually,
let me see.
Yeah, we have a lot of viewers. Can we do a shout out real quick?
Yes, of course we can.
Oh shit, it's right here.
Diana Chase says nice.
Okay, here you go.
All right, we're using the boss lady's phone right here. So obviously we have Javier Vasquez. Obviously my man Wicked Pickett, man, 80 Station in the house.
Whoop,
what up? I gotta get you on the show, man, with your goofy self, baby. Get you on here.
Yeah,
Brett Mannix. Oh,
Brett Mannix, hi sweetheart. I wanna see you soon.
Yep, Joe Fraga. If I said your name right, so please forgive me if I did. Thank you very much for being sure. Manuel Andres.
Oh, that's the doctor in the Philippines.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, another one of your 1,000 relatives when you do the contest? Okay. James Farrell.
Hi, James.
And I may say this wrong, so if I do, please forgive me. Let me say it. Sanovia Keegan.
Oh my God, that's my used to be my employee and now my best friend. She's from the north side.
Oh, you guys became best friends after she left? Because she was just like, I can be your friend now because I don't longer work for you.
Go ahead.
All right. And Travis Roundy.
Yeah, and you know what? Hi, Travis. He's been following us.
And Daniel. Daniel Perunda.
Oh, Perunda, Daniel.
Perunda, okay. And Miss Bettina, she's watching us.
Hi, Bettina.
Yeah. And of course, our boy Timothy Dark.
Hi,
much
Tim.
love. Christy Chaos, Wade.
Hi, Christy. Hi, Wade from Hawaii.
Wow, we got a few people. So appreciate you guys kicking it with us. Yeah, there's a whole lot of them. I'm not gonna get to any more of that because we'll do it for the next couple of minutes. All right.
Thank you so much for viewing us. But I just wanna actually
well, hold on.
No, I'm actually giving you a waiver.
No, I know that, but see, this is the thing. You know how I roll. I didn't answer the second question, so I have to get you off the hook for that one. But I do have to ask you, what is your fault that you take responsibility for?
Huh?
What is your fault?
You know what? We are actually running out
of
time.
No.
Yeah, you're right. We're running out of time big time.
We are running out of time.
Yeah,
so,
we are running out of
I
time.
know. Just give me that one. Just what is your fault that you take? I answered the question.
What's my fault?
What is your fault that you took responsibility for? I answered the question.
Well, my fault is having my eldest son, and it's my responsibility.
That's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
You know what? You know what? I know the inside track of that, and I'm gonna let that go. But that's still an honest question. Yeah. You can ask about that in the comments, but I'm not gonna touch that one. I'm not gonna touch that one though. I could, but I won't. Since we will quid pro quo on this one. And before we leave, I want to say this is the first ever like mutual quid pro quo we've had on Musician Loves Honey. Because usually she wants to attack me and I got to get her back. And we both said, you know what? I'll be nice, and she responded in kind. Or this time, I responded in kind. I'm shocked. We might have an armistice in this house. I'm shocked. This is very interesting. So anyway, all right. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. As I say usually before, if you want to catch us live, we do this at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to catch us anywhere in the world and you want to catch us live, please make sure you adjust your time zone to us, which means if you're on the East Coast, you're going to watch us at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in Hawaii, that'll catch us at noon. So please make sure your time zone suits that. That way you can catch us live right here on Facebook. But for whatever reason, if you cannot do that, don't trip, because you have us right here on Musician Loves Honey, our page here on Facebook, as well as social media shows. Please hit a like on both of those and a subscribe. Of course, we're also on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and under socialmediashows.com. And one more thing, if you catch us on Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn, you may see us under social media live shows. So please keep those things in mind. And of course, we love to have you guys. So come on through and check us out.
Yes, come and hit us up.
Yeah, hit us up. Yeah, now you got. See, I think we've been getting stuff. I've been having a phonic problem, and now she's inheriting the phonic problem I got from her in the first place. That's a problem.
Anyways, I would like to thank Paparazzi Jewelry. Please go and buy your jewelry. It's only $5. It's every Monday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. But sometimes we go overtime because we're having so much fun. You come and shop with us at Paparazzi Live $5 jewelry.
Yep. Now keep this in mind. Now while she's hacking herself, keep this in mind. The necklace she's wearing is part of a combination necklace and earring set, both for just $5. So if you want to check that out, you can go ahead and hit us up right here on social media shows, or you can go ahead to Paparazzi Accessories and they will set you up with a proper deal.
Yes, and you know what? When you watch us on every Monday at 8 p.m.,
that's correct.
You're gonna shop and have fun.
Yep, because we're gonna be talking. Now, granted, she'll be trying to talk because her lungs are coming out of her neck, but obviously we'll have a good time, and we've had that. So hopefully you guys will check us out. All right, so for our lovely Miss Maria, who's obviously had her lungs coming out of her neck, but she'll be okay. This is your boy Kevon Tyrre. Thank you guys for once again tuning in and hanging out with us. We're going to do this again next week at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. She still has times to kiss and mess up her makeup. That's interesting. All right. Thank you very much, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Take care. God bless.